somebody as the bottom, I think they naturally think of them being feminine.
Or submissive.
Submissive, not aggressive, not assertive, not the person who's going in, but the person who's being penetrated. Why am I doing this?
Drive home the point.
Drive home the point. But yeah.
The question is, and this is a good question that I wanted you to answer first anyway. This question is, why are bisexual men viewed as less masculine?
Ooh, okay. Why are bisexual men viewed as less masculine? Mm-hmm. I think there is something about so I think there's something about our perception sexually, and bear with me, I'm really trying to break this down so everybody gets where I'm coming from. So if I fuck up, forgive me, and then, move on. I think there's something about it societally that associates penetration with masculinity and being penetrated with femininity. So, obviously, when it comes to anal sex and homosexual men having sex,
You right. Keep talking.
you feel me? Like, it ain't a bad theory. This is my thoughts. I haven't done research on any of this stuff, but it seems that way. And so when people think about two men having sex, they think of one man, whichever man is on the bottom, who's literally the bottom. That's what they call them, the bottom or the top. That's what that's the position. Look at me knowing shit. Look at me knowing shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we ain't all the same. Anyway, we ain't all straight men ain't all the same. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We out here trying be inclusive, be accepting. You know what I'm saying? Be empathetic. Anyways, but yes. So when somebody thinks of somebody as the bottom, I think they naturally think of them being feminine.
Or submissive.
Submissive, not aggressive, not assertive, not the person who's going in, but the person who's being penetrated. Why am I doing this?
Drive home the point.
Drive home the point. But yeah, that's. I noticed it like halfway through. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? But yes. I just think there's that association with this. So every time somebody thinks about like that bottom, they think about that. And then when you think about bisexuality, if you wanted to be like a bottom bisexual man, when you're having sex with another man, the women also might view it that same way. So you can't. The woman thinks of you as like, you want to be a bitch, or you want to be submissive, or you want to be like, whatever. Whatever weak association she may have and attribute in her mind. Because you no longer want to penetrate her, but you want to be penetrated by another man. So that's my theory. I think there's just a lot of fixation on the mechanics of sex when it comes to that, and whether or not receiving is seen as like passive, more feminine, and giving and actually penetrating is seen as more dominant, assertive, manly. So when people are men specifically are labeled or identify themselves as bisexual, it's like one side when you're dealing with women is you're a man because you're penetrating, and then the other side is like, at least what people go to when they associate two men, it's like, oh, well, you like it in their ass. Nobody ever says you like, when you think about it, like even when you're trying to be derogatory towards like a bisexual man, like in the movies or whatever, like, oh, what, you like it in the ass? That's what you like? That's what they say. They say like, oh, you're, as if that's like a bad thing. They never actually ask or say, oh, you like, being the dominant. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen that where
oh yeah, it's not.
It's not, right?
At all. Like, no one is like, oh, you like being the top.
Right, nobody ever said that. So this is why I had this theory.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know in the comments.
I'm like, shit, I ain't thinking about it before, but you're making a lot of sense.
Let the straight man know what's up. Do I have something here? You know? Let a brother know in these comments. I definitely want to know this one.
Yeah.
Coming from my perspective. So, light these comments up. All right?
I think I'm going to do this for the question.
Okay.
For the question of the week.
Okay, cool. But that's my take on it.
So I definitely want to piggyback off of what you were saying because it's still good.
Yeah, we still good.
Okay. I actually was having this conversation today on Facebook.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Okay.
Because a woman was saying that her husband wanted to have anal sex with her.
Right.
And everybody was like, he's gay. And I'm like...
I've had an ex say that before, too.
And I'm like, but it's... Or no, actually, that was a different conversation. This conversation was about her eating his ass. So...
Wait a minute, rim shot.
Yeah. So, basically, anal activity with men, okay? And yeah, people just automatically associate it with gay. And to me, that shows insecurity on your part because you are with a woman. Like,
right.
Like, it doesn't, like, you have totally associated an act with your view and shaming and judgment of that identity. When it's like, you are literally with a woman. You are literally attracted to women. So what if you're doing this act with a woman?
Anything to do with the butt, it's like, that's gay.
Yeah.
Anything to do, nope, that's gay.
And then, like, somebody was in the comments like, yo, you do know the male G-spot is in the prostate. Like, that's just, it's a given.
I'll be honest, y'all, I don't know if I'm ever found that one.
I know.
I'm real good with the other kind of orgasms, so... You know, y'all go ahead.
It's
be
not
great,
for
though.
everybody.
Be great out there.
But yeah, it's so I definitely, yeah, I can definitely see that. It's making a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'm hyped that my theory might have some validity to it. I don't know, but hey.
I see some validity, and I'm like, for some people, yeah, that sounds about right.
You.
All right, so why are bisexual men viewed as less masculine? Excuse me. So I actually had to confront this when I had a client who was a bisexual man for the first time. Like, I've had queer women, I've had a trans woman, trans man. I've had some adolescents who are in the queer and trans community. But he was my first bisexual man, and he was coming to me because he was struggling with his bisexuality because of how people view black bisexual men. And I was like, fuck, I gotta confront the shit within so I can help him.
Okay, so just so everybody understands, you go into this having some preconceived
have
ideas.
biases,
right?
You have them.
You already have these things in your mind. So what you're doing as a therapist is basically deconstructing those things so that you can help the client.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Right.
So I want to make sure everybody got it.
Yes. Because I was like, well, you know, I wasn't opposed to deconstructing that.
Okay.
But I recognized
that you had to.
That I had to, and that I had biases.
Right. And that's the most important thing, I think, like, outside of therapy, because obviously not everybody's gonna be a therapist. We understand that. But like, that's the key to making these connections and better understanding somebody. If you know yourself and you know what biases you have, then you can deconstruct them. But if you're just thinking like, oh, I'm tolerant to whatever. How many times through this video have I said, well, I don't know for sure, but y'all let me know. That's the key. I don't know all this shit. But like, the point is to have these discussions so that I can learn and be better at it.
Exactly. And knowledge is limitless. Like, life is ever changing, so there's always opportunity.
There's always gonna be another letter in that goddamn. All right,
They're trying
gonna make up letters.
They're trying to start cutting it off. They're trying to.
They're gonna make up a letter.
They're trying to start cutting it off. Like I've seen some other
whole
like
new alphabet.
Yeah, they are, because they're like, this is doing too much. So they're like trying to like.
Wait, they are.
So I forget what it is. It's like sexual marginalized communities or something like that. Like it's something to sum it up. It's something to sum it up, because like people in the community are getting tired. Like shit.
Oh shit! Y'all about to have a whole like language. Y'all gonna be coming up to each other like.
Yes, it is.
Little, oh, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Just have your whole other language
for sure.
God damn.
All right, so within this deconstruction that I was doing, I was looking at how people were defining masculine, and that changed everything.